Today on the show, guys, we got a special guest. Not only does he work for BC Racing, not only does he have his own merch line, this is an OG, double OG, triple OG when it comes to the game of Central Florida drifting. Ladies and gentlemen, Wes, a.k.a. Driftaholics.
Drip and drift.
How are you, sir?
Great, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Absolutely, dude.
So my name is Papa Wes. Obviously, some of you know me. Some of you may not. I guess I've been around for a long time.
Yeah, dude.
10, 15 years now.
Word. Well, let's get into it. Last week we talked about CFRC. We brought that up, and that blew my mind because I haven't heard of that place since back in the day, like 09, 08, something like that.
Yeah.
So take us back. What got you into drifting, and how did you end up there, of all places?
Long story short is I changed my life. I had gotten into a lot of trouble, and I needed change. And I came to Florida, and I have a cousin that lives out here, and he kind of introduced me to some peoples that were into drifting. And I was like, what's that?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen that
Right.
before. Coming from New York, I was like, all right. So he takes me out. They show me some street drifting. I was like, oh, shit. These dudes could drive. That's dope. And then they was like, this, if you want to get into this is what it takes. The dedication, the determination, and all the work you got to put in. And I didn't know at the time that it was going to take a lot.
Yeah.
So
sure.
by the time all that happened and I ended up at CFRC with some friends, we were learning still.
Yeah.
So once we got there, we were introduced to some really good people. We made a lot of friends. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Rob, Matt, like all the guys from back in the days, Brandon, Wes, Rodney, like Esco, like all these guys from back in the days was there.
Yeah.
And they were helping us,
Yeah.
Setting up the tracks, setting up the cones, taking out the trash, and then hosting events.
Yeah, for people that don't know, CFRC was Central Florida Racing Complex, I believe was the name.
That is
and they
correct.
had drag, and then they had drift events. I'm guessing other motorsports as well.
It was just drag and drift. That's all
Drag
it
and
was.
drift.
It was like an eighth mile drag strip, and then it was like a parking lot that they made for us with some K-rails.
Yeah.
And then obviously Nas got on with Rob Fleming. Shout out to Rob, man. Good dude. And they helped us pave more of the parking lot that they had and made it more fun. We started having more events. We started inviting more people. We started having more vendors. It just became bigger and bigger. I think we started with Summer Slide Fest. It was like one of our first big successful ones.
Okay.
And then after that, we did Frankenslide. And then after that, Steve Purcell, he started OSW Black Friday, or I'm sorry, not OSW, but CFRC Black Friday,
Okay.
which turned into
Led
OSW.
into that.
Yeah.
Got
So that's
it.
where that all started.
Okay.
And with like Tyson Raw back in the day. Shout out to Tyson, man. That's my dude right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, good dude. Really held it down. Obviously, they passed all that knowledge and all experience to obviously Tommy and them at the track now. Shout out to Tommy and all those guys there, man. Doing a great job.
For sure.
Phenomenal. I'm loving it. Other than that, that's really where it all started.
Yeah.
And then everything that we learned there, we took to OSW, and everybody kind of brought that same family vibe and that feel of drifting, because that's what we used to do back
That's
in
awesome.
the days.
Yeah, man.
So
I watched it. I was young. I was interested, but I still didn't know how to get into it myself, type of thing. Like you said, it takes a lot.
nah, it
And
does.
like, I've only been drifting myself on the track for 2-3 years now, and it's taken a lot. Like just that little bit has taken a lot. So
It
that's
does.
what's up, seeing you still in it and keep it going.
It's a lot of heartache. You break stuff, you crash your car, you get setbacks, but you still gotta push on. So, shout out to all those guys that stood by me, and that are still there with me. Like I said, to be a driftaholic is what I should explain and what that means. So a lot of these guys are spending all their time, all their money, everything. They're putting everything on the line to become a better drifter or a pro drifter. And like all that takes away from other things, spending time with your mom, your dad, your wife, your kids, money to go out. A lot of people call drifters, oh, you're a bunch of dusty dudes. Well, you know what? We can't afford new clothes because everything is going for a new turbo. or new manifold.
You're not wrong.
You know
Things
what I'm saying?
break a lot.
Yeah, I need tires, you know?
Yeah.
And even with the sponsorship, it's still costly. So we take that into mind and we say, really, man, that's really what a driftaholic, because you're addicted to this.
Yeah.
So I remember Ryan Acevedo. We call him Ryan Avocado. Good dude, man. Shout out to Ryan. He came into work one day. He used to work with us, and he says, yo, everything I do is about drifting. My whole life is about drifting. I wake up dreaming about drifting. I wake up and I want to drift. I go to sleep and I want to drift. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, every day. That's just that's what I feel every day. I just want to go drifting. And I was like, word? He was like, yeah. And then Davey was like, bro, that's all I do. You know, he's like, I have a beer and then I'm ready to work.
Yeah.
Like, give me my tools.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, man, these guys are really putting it all on the line. Yeah. But that's what it takes, and that's what a driftaholic is. You know?
You got to love it for sure.
Yeah.
Every aspect of it. Because I just wanted to drive, but I don't have the money to get a mechanic, so I got to do stuff on my own, which I didn't want to do, but you do it. Same like I would love to have, sometimes I've had a cameraman or people help me out, but I would love to have that, but I'm not going to sit around and wait for somebody else to do it. So I'm going to do it on my own and not make excuses like that. But for sure, like you said, just doing it. You got to get up and do it.
But I do see you out there. You're obviously putting in the work. You're out there driving. I see you at the events. I see you after driving and then taking pictures, taking video, talking to people. So you obviously see all this work.
But it's the same. I love it.
Of course. You know, this is, it's not even work really. This is fun. So that's why right now this is an opportunity that I saw you. I was like, yo, my man's putting in all this work. You definitely a driftaholic. You definitely a dude that you coming in here because you enjoy the sport. And you spreading that same message to everybody else. And I think that's what's important, that don't get into drifting if you're doing it for clout. Don't do it for views. Don't do it for none of that. Yeah. Because then you're going to be mad all the time.
And I've gotten that too, that like some stuff has gone viral and I have gotten that like, oh, this is for clout. And like, it's not for clout. I think that comes with, if you're doing social media, you're posting quality stuff, like whether it's informational, educational, or purely entertainment. Like people watch it, they'll like it, and then it goes out more and more, and you know, like it is what it is. Like,
nah, definitely, I feel you on that. Like I said, it's just you'll get burnt out real quick, and you ain't gonna want to do it no more. You know, you gotta remember we're out here in Florida. It's like 100 degrees. Go ahead, come to OSW, be ready. You know, so
it's hot. Yeah, it's a skid pad, but it's hot.
It is. But at the end of the day, it's also they're fixing it. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna be truthful. Obviously, I'm gonna be on this podcast. So, I used to be one that would criticize. Yeah. So, but at the same time, you got to give people their props too. If you're gonna be that same asshole and talk shit, make sure you give people their props. Yeah. So at the same time, I want to say OSW has done a lot to keep a lot of dudes from having to go out of town
for sure
and crazy far away to go drift. Yeah. So, you know, I think we need to, as a community, try to support them the best we can. Of course, people gonna hate. Whatever, man. Just brush that shit off. Yeah. But at the end of the day, let's support OSW. Let's support the dudes there. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to them. Let's, you know, remember what they was talking about? Keep your helmet on. Let's listen to the rules. Let's obey the rules. And at one time, I was the biggest idiot. Literally, at CFRC, you know, but we're not going to talk about the craziness. Yeah. Just learn from my stupidity. Don't be like me. Yeah. I'm an idiot, you know? Just, hey, I learned from it. So every day I want to be a better dude. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better drifter, you know? And then I spread that message to all these new drifters. And don't expect to get in this game and then be an A-class driver. Yeah. I've been doing this so long, and I'm no A-class driver. Yeah. I'm B-class, but I play my position, you know? So that's what I think everybody needs to get the message. Get that seat time. Yeah. You know, put that work in. All these guys put in work. A lot of people don't see it, but a lot of dudes put in work. You know, all the OGs that are out there, you know, and we ain't even going to name drop, but you know who they are. Yeah. They the top dudes out there right now, and they've been putting in work. So if that's your role model, just know there's another story behind that you don't even know about. Sleepless nights, you know, trips that you don't even get sleep. You just like, what? You up all night, then you got to drive and then do an event, compete, and then come home? Like, you're dead. So this is, you know, this drifting is not for the faint of heart. It's really, you know, it takes a lot. But then again, I'm doing it, and I think I'm pretty tough. So if I can do it, anybody could do it.
I feel the same way. I think you could do anything you set your mind to, really.
Yeah.
So, moving on from that, from those days at CFRC to now at OSW, like I said, I've only been doing actual track drifting myself for a few years. What do you think has changed the most as a driver or, as a car enthusiast from back then at CFRC in that early 2010s to now early 20s? What do you think?
I mean, a lot has changed. The styles, the colors, everything, the people. So, but like anything, everything changes over time. So I didn't expect it to go the way it did, but also remember, I'm a little older, so I didn't expect the social media to be as big as it is now, and it's really a great tool. And it's shown a lot of these up and coming drifters, that are, obviously trying to get sponsored. It shows it's a way for them to showcase their skill set. And then obviously for all the OGs, it's the same thing.
For sure.
So like myself, I never wanted to do any of the social media stuff, even though I have, but I don't, it's never been my thing.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I like this to be a driver,
yeah,
and get in the car and go. But that's, like I said, it's changing. So we have to adapt with the times. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, is adapt and learn my way. I don't know anything about doing a podcast. This is my first one.
Here.
So thank you
again.
Having faith. I'm a little nervous. It's all right though. I'm tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's exciting. I think I'm excited to see where it goes. I think certain dudes are taking it to the next level. Like I said, we just gonna talk about people in general.
Yeah.
We're not gonna really say no names.
For sure.
But what we do is we see these people, and I want to say we congratulate you. We respect it. I respect these guys out there. They showing us how to do this on social media, how to be consistent. I will shout out my dude Daniel from Swerve. That's a real dude right there. God bless you, man. He's always trying to put me on some game on social media. He's like, yo, this is what you need to be posting. Blah, blah, blah. My guy Ravi from Sorcery. Obviously, he's another one. A lot of knowledge. And if you guys ever need knowledge, ask these dudes. These dudes will give you free knowledge. Yeah. Yo, even Tommy at the track, man. If you ask me, pull him to the side, yo, what am I doing? This, that, and the third. He'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Pat Gooden. A lot of people, oh, Pat knows his shit. Pat knows, Pat been around. So I understand. And at one time, I used to not get along with Pat. I used to argue with Pat. But I was hard-headed. I was stubborn. And I wasn't seeing the big picture. And then safety. And that's what's changing, because back then we were reckless. Yeah. So all the things that come with safety and driver precaution and spectators and protecting our spectators. People sliding off tracks, having K-rails, having fire and EMS and having the proper equipment. Yeah. So this is how it's changing and evolving, and I think it's great. So I just want to see what's coming next, like with the cars and what people do. Because it's changing every day.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what I'm interested in seeing. I just want to see what the next generation is going to do.
For sure, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's wild that where we've come from. Like you even mentioned the colors and like the style of the way cars were has changed, and now people are going even further back. I've seen like a resurgence in like the early 2000s style of cars. Yeah, and things like the interior glazed and things like that. That was more like show car stuff. That like, I feel like that's coming back and stuff. I think that's pretty cool to see.
It's just easier for us to get parts now. We have places like Injuku, Drift HQ, getting anything you need for your car.
Information is easier. Is more available now.
It is. It's definitely easy to find and get whatever parts you need, and even make your own stuff too. A lot of people are custom fabbing their own things. We got the homie Madface at the job. That dude can make anything. Yeah. So these are the people that I've chosen to surround myself with to better myself. Yeah. So I think that's what we need to do as a whole. What I mean? Always look forward to changing and becoming better versions of yourselves. So
yeah. Well, speaking on the job, you work at BC Racing. Yes, if you wouldn't mind talking about what you do and how's that environment of working at a racing shop? Like, is it all it's cracked up to be? Not saying to throw anybody under the bus, or you know what I mean? Like,
Right?
is it dope? Like, working at a race shop, how's the environment? What's the vibe like?
Okay.
Everything like that.
To be honest, man, it's family.
Yeah.
It's family, and I want to shout out Boss Man. So I ain't gonna say his name. We keep that, because he's.
That's what I meant.
That's it. But Boss Man is the best, man. He's really such a humble dude, like you would never know, and that it spreads to everybody else. And he's taught me how to humble myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I learn from him all the time. But it's a family environment. Shout out to the guys I work with, the whole team in the back, the whole sales team, everybody there. It's just I love going to work. You're also teaching people. That's what I do. I do a lot of warranty claims. I do a lot of troubleshooting for people, and then I take care of the research and development on the new kits that are made.
Okay.
So I get to try out your brand new kits on the brand new cars.
That's
and
what's up.
make sure it works. And when we put it out, it's going to work as designed.
Yeah.
So that's what I do every day, and I love it. So I don't
That's
see,
awesome.
I'm going to probably retire there. So at the end of the day, I think it's a beautiful place to work. I think if you really love drifting like I do, I landed at the perfect job.
That's great to hear.
I got a great team that supports me, and we got great people that work with us. And shout out to our BC Forge side too. That's the wheel division.
Okay.
So a lot of people, I want to make sure that we get that message out there that not only do we have coilovers, but we have the wheels too. So
I need to check
us
those out. Yeah, I haven't seen what
they
you
fresh.
guys put out.
Yeah, they got new designs all the time. And we they come out to, I want to say, all the drift events. They bring them as well. They showcase them.
Yeah.
So if you ever come to an FD event, look for our BC tent. And you'll definitely be able to check out our wheel division. All right.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, speaking that dreaming with drip and drifts, we're dreaming.
That's right.
What are some little dreams that Wes has in the next year or two, and what are some big dreams that you got in the next 5, maybe 10 years, something like that?
My short dreams right now is to have a really successful time at the Swerve event this year, and also at the Mystery Meet. I'm taking that serious. That's a real big opportunity for me. I've never been invited out to anything that big. So shout out to those brothers again, man. Thank you very much. So I'm going to just stay focused on that right now. And then driving as well, because I do want to get to A class.
Yeah.
So right now I'm going to stay in B class with the training wheels and just get better. That's it. Just, tandem with you.
Yeah, man.
Tandem with a few other homies we got out there. But that's my short-term goal.
Yeah.
And then my long-term goal is to make this business even better than what it is now. I'm still starting and working on it, but I want it to be that they say you judge a man by how many people he blesses. So I want to make sure that this brand blows up enough that I could hire people and I could help build their lives and work with them. And that's what I want to do. That's my long-term goal.
That's
make
awesome,
sure
man.
that this business pops. You know what I mean? Help
That's
you too,
what's
man. I
up.
want to
That's
see
what's
you. I
up.
want to see
Hey,
you do
man.
your thing, man. You know what I mean? I want to see you interviewing all the famous dudes, all y'all famous guys out there. This is where it's at, man.
Maybe one day. This is a start, but like
That's it.
I don't see an end to it.
Right.
I do get, in my creative outlets, I do get bored with some things and then pick up on other things.
All right.
Like music has always been in my life. I play guitar and all of that.
That's
And
dope.
before I was really heavy into this drifting, I was really heavy into making music with different bands and playing shows here in Orlando. And then I kind of just got exhausted of that type of lifestyle. I wanted something that was healthier for me in a sense. And drifting was that. So now we here putting that full force. So
how you like it?
I love it, man. I mean, I always have. I've always been into drifting, watched it. Like I said, I never knew how to get into it myself when I was younger. I feel like that might have been an excuse at that time, but like we said, there wasn't as much information around. So when I found CFRC, it was like a flyer or something like that, and I just showed up at and I didn't drive the event, obviously. I just showed up as a spectator, but I was blown away at that. And then years later, going to FD and seeing what OSW was all about, things like that, just really really pushed me into it. And then having friends that I grew up with that were into cars are like, yo, you could do this. Like,
Yeah.
get
That's
out
dope,
there.
man.
You could do it. And
That's awesome.
so we doing it. Like,
That's what's up,
simple
man.
as that. Had
Yeah.
people believe in me. I believed in myself. And now we just pushing forward. I don't think I'm that good by any means yet, but hopefully one day we'll get
Time.
there.
Yeah, the seat time. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I just remember, and I'm just gonna shout out this one dude who really, like, he did me the favor and pulled me to the side a long time ago, and that's my guy Taylor Ray.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like he pulled me to the side. He's like, yo, Wes, you gotta quit bullshit. You gotta drive. You gotta get seat time. That's it. And then he walked away, and I was like, oh shit. I was so stuck off that too. I was like, damn, he lying.
Yeah.
This dude's spitting right now. I was like, oh shit, wow. And then I started to see, and I was like, you have to drive, because if you're not driving, what are you doing? And then once I started driving again, that gave me that. You feel it, because you go out for that one event, then the second event, then the third, then the fourth. By the sixth, seventh event, you like, I'm back in the saddle, but you still haven't gained a skill set yet. And then you still got to keep building. So it just takes years upon years and just going out there and practicing, you know. And I know when I drive like shit, because I, you know, like I said, it's consistency.
Yeah.
So I always ask the guys at the track, because they asked me, yo, what class you want? I was like, man, B class.
Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna play myself.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean?
feel the same,
Yeah. So I definitely take that to heart. I was like, got to get my weight up, and get that seat time up. You know, I was sitting with my son, and we was watching Matt the Ginge and them at Spring Break Bash, and my son goes, "Yo, look how smooth it is." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yo, check out their transitions," because he's getting into this, and he was like, "Yo, I want to drive like that." I was like, You better get in that goddamn car and drive.
Yeah, start practicing.
You know what I'm saying? You talking crazy? Don't be dumb. Yeah. So now he's into it. So now I get to show him the ropes.
That's awesome.
And try to make sure that he don't make the same mistakes I've done and stuff, and just be better than me. And that's what I'm hoping for right now.
That's all you could. That's all you could pray for, is that the next generation is better than us, and it keeps on going. Keep on building.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful. Like I said, man, I'm really happy where drifting's going. I do know a lot of people talk about the outside stuff that they kind of lump us all together, the takeovers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I know a few guys that were doing that, and they now at the track on the regular. And I want to say shout out to those brothers, because a lot of people were giving them shit, and they really got their act together, and they at the track all the time now.
Yeah.
So I want to keep seeing these guys that were doing that. Keep coming to the track. Keep showing your skill set. Keep sharpening your skills.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I don't know if they're going to be pro drivers. Maybe they will. Maybe not. I don't know.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're going to do it for fun, then still have that skill set. You know what I mean?
I completely agree.
I
completely agree.
I don't want to fuck up nobody's car.
No.
I don't want to be that guy. And I'm not consistent all the time. So I don't expect them to give me A class. And like I tell the guys at the track, when you see that I'm driving consistently in that, that way, then go ahead, I'll take A class. But until then, nah, I'll stay in B class.
Right.
So play your position.
Yeah, we'll stay in B class for the time being. But
that's it.
Yeah, man. Where can my people find you at? What's your Instagram? Any of that stuff?
Well, the IG is going to be Driftaholics 101. And then the website is actually driftaholics.net. That's where the merchandise is at. The link is on the IG page as well, so you could check out all the merch we got. Obviously, I got one of the shirts on, so definitely got the shirts, keychains, things of that nature. So if you want to be swagged out and a driftaholic, obviously I got them for people that work on their cars. Yeah. That's why I
he brought me a little pack today, honestly, so that was super dope, man.
Nah, I want to see you win.
Well, thanks for coming out, dude. I appreciate you, dude.
That's it. And then for the last, remember we spoke, I definitely wanted to say something for these car meets and everybody doing car meets, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do a car meet, let's bring something new to the table, right? Let's change the game. Now, some people might say it's stupid, but some people might not. But anytime you ever been to a legit car meet, everybody pulling real slow.
Right.
So let's give these people a section when they pulling in to do their little, what, 20-second pull in real slow with some music bumping, whatever they want. Let them stunt, get out, shoot some pictures,
Right.
have they, all the pictures and all the videos and all that stuff, and let everybody, if you got a car that's worth it and really stunting like that, then show out. Parking lot pimping. That's it. That's it. Come through and maybe it works, maybe it don't. But I think everybody wants to show their car off. Everybody wants to be seen. That's part of automotive nature. Everybody want to look good in their car. That's why we fix them. That's why we work on them. That's why we do all what we do. So at the same time, some of the reward is seeing people your work, seeing what you've done, saying wow. So definitely want to try to do that. Anybody that's willing to try that concept, please feel free. Free game. You know what I mean? And then I don't know. You want to. Do we tell them or just we make our own video?
No,
that's
later. That's later.
That's it. We're gonna make a video. That's it. I'm gonna work on it with you.
Well, thanks for coming out, man. We'll catch you guys on the next time. It's been Dreaming with Drip and Drift. Peace.